I'm Susan Huckle, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Mayor Karen Bass joined LA City's Bureau of Street Lighting as it made an important switch. The Bureau is innovating existing infrastructure so solar energy will become the power for some streetlights. An added bonus is that the new tech will mean less reliance on copper wire.
So we are at the corner of Grandview and Ocean View in Council District 1, and we're doing a groundbreaking for a solar street lighting project where we're going to convert 235 lights to solar street lighting.
This is an example of how we are going to improve public safety and quality of life in our city. We know that one of the problems that we face in the city is copper wire theft. We know that LAPD has a copper wire task force, and they've been able to make many arrests. But at the end of the day, we have to come up with a better way of keeping our streets lit.
What will happen is the street light remains itself, and we add a new fixture and a new arm on top of it to replace and convert to solar street lighting. It'll be across CD1 and CD13. In CD1, we're going to replace or convert 92 streetlights to solar, and we will convert 143 lights in Council District 13 in this general area. For anyone who has a report of a streetlight issue or a streetlight out, they should always request it to 311. They can do it through the MyLA 311 app or directly to 311 itself.
It's been called LA's mansion tax. Measure ULA is now 2 years old. The ULA is for United to House Los Angeles, and this transfer tax is a dedicated funding stream, which has supported renters, paid jobs in construction, and affordable housing developments like this one being opened.
We are at the Enlightenment Plaza, newly built affordable housing funded by Measure ULA. Just as the voters intended, we can see the new development that's happening because of the mansion tax that voters passed in 2022.
Today marks the 2 years of Measure ULA, 2 years of the voters being loud and clear with the mandate, 2 years of a much-needed dedicated funding stream for affordable housing and homelessness prevention. And we're pleased to see it working right here. And as of the beginning of this year, ULA helped keep 11,000 Angelenos housed through rental assistance, helped kickstart the construction of 795 affordable units, and helped create 10,000 union construction jobs. And we're just getting started.
We were fortunate enough to get some funding from ULA to be able to construct this multi-phase project. One of the huge benefits of the ULA funding is that we leverage this public dollars for about $200 million of additional dollars to build these units out. And then secondly, we've been able to create 225 prevailing wage jobs, and we've been working with about 36 subcontractors throughout the Los Angeles area to make this project a reality.
I'm living in a motel right now. I've been living there for a year and a half, waiting to get a permanent place. And as long as we continue building this, I know that eventually I will get my own place.
ULA! ULA! It's here to stay! It's here to stay!
You know, at a time where, the city's going through a really tough fiscal crisis, there's a housing crisis, this is about what's really working. And every day we talk to new people who have been helped by Measure ULA, and that's what this is about. It's about community coming together and making sure that we're housing our neighbors. That's what Measure ULA is for.
This is not the unveiling of a regular playground. This is a DeGarmo Park Extreme Play Zone. LA City Recreation and Parks Department heard that park users wanted something very different, and they were more than happy to make that happen. In fact, it was no obstacle.
DeGarmo Park!
So we just did the ribbon cutting of the Extreme Ninja program that has been set up right behind me. This is an obstacle course that's only the second in the city, and we wanted to do something special for this community. First, we built a playground that the community asked for with integrated shade and a water fountain. Then there was other fitness equipment for adults to exercise. And next, the community asked for something exciting like this.
I live in this neighborhood, it's very nice, and I'm glad. I remember when this park was only just a little pirate ship, and then eventually the blue exercise park came in, and I saw this, and it's grown so much. It's great.
I'm here to try out the ramp and try out this ninja course because I heard it was gonna open today, and I heard it's gonna be really, really fun. We love DeGarmo Park!
You can see looking around here, these kids, they see the equipment and they're on it. They're exercising, they're being active, they're doing things that are physical. To me, the more important advantage of having a neighborhood park like this is that it builds community. It's a place where families come together. It's a way to build positive memories for these kids that they'll take with them for the rest of their lives.
My favorite part that I did at the ramp. My favorite part when I did the ramp, and my favorite part when I did the monkey bars. I'm gonna come to this park with my sister. My mom and my dad. I tried climbing, I got close, but I'm sure I'll be able to do it one day.
I'm super excited to have this. I'm ready to do this all the time, and maybe one day I will be able to get up the ramp.
It does take some time to get used to, but it is something the community asked for, and we were really excited to have it installed here at DeGarmo Park.
DeGarmo Park!
As Los Angeles advances, you're gonna need to make sure that you're protecting open spaces and putting spaces to good use so that people can recreate, kids can enjoy living in the communities that they're growing up in, and getting to have places to run around.
If you'd like ninjas in your neighborhood, or something else entirely, let City Rec and Parks know. They're surveying Angelinos right now at needs.parks.lacity.gov. Later in the show, we'll have more on how you can share your park ideas. Regional planning takes in many other local governments besides the City of LA. At the most recent Southern California Association of Governments meeting, members were forging partnerships to ensure the zero emissions movement of goods around our SoCal region.
Today we have a regional council meeting. It's typically the first Thursday of every month. We are having a conversation about one of our presidential priorities, which has to do with clean technology, as well as goods movement. SCAG, or the Southern California Association of Governments, is a metropolitan planning organization. Metropolitan planning organizations, or MPOs, are designated by the federal government. And typically what an MPO does is to coordinate planning across a precise region.
We just talked about the importance of the zero emissions goods movement and how we help support getting more electric chargers and zero emission trucks on the road. Given we have 40% of the world's cargo coming through the ports of LA and Long Beach, the largest source of air pollution in our region in aggregate is the goods movement.
We have this tremendous opportunity to receive $500 million as a region through the Air District from the federal government. $50 million of that $500 million will be coming to our Last Mile Freight program. And so it allows us to expand on the $17 million that we have been spending over the last 4 years.
Anything electrification in California is always a partnership between public and private. And as a private company, it was good to see who our public counterparts are and what kind of rules and regulations can help.
The LA Clean Tech Incubator, or LACI, our mission is to create an inclusive green economy for LA and beyond. And we're doing that through incubation of startups, green workforce training, and partnering with places like SCAG and Long Beach and the city of Los Angeles to accelerate progress towards a zero emissions future.
LA County congressional leaders meet to plan major upcoming sporting events. LADWP reports on the end of the water runoff year. LA's city attorney secures over $1 million to fight impaired driving. These stories up next on CityBeat.
Mayor Karen Bass and U.S. Representative Sidney Canlogger-Dove convened members of the LA County Congressional Delegation to collaborate on major upcoming events. The Los Angeles region will host the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The delegation heard from LA 28, Metro, Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission, and the city's Office of Major Events. According to Bass, local and federal government will cooperate to deliver events that are safe, successful, and fiscally responsible while leaving a lasting legacy. Along with Canlogger-Dove, attendees included U.S. Representatives Judy Chu, Gil Cisneros, Laura Friedman, and Derek Tran. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, LADWP, met with the Mono Lake Committee and others to mark the end of the 2024-25 water runoff year in the Eastern Sierra. The Mono Lake level reading, along with the annual snow surveys, provides essential data to better inform forecasting and water exports for the city of LA. After conducting its final snow surveys and measures, the LADWP field report at Mono Lake found the surface elevation to be 6,383 feet above sea level. Water from the Eastern Sierra, via the Los Angeles Aqueduct, generates clean hydropower for about 200,000 homes annually and helps to build resilience to natural disasters. To find out more, go to ladwpeasternsierra.com/news. LA City Attorney Heidi Feldstein-Soto announced that her office has secured a grant of more than $1.2 million for impaired driving prosecution. The grant aims to make roads safer by reinforcing efforts to hold accountable drivers under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or a combination of both substances. The funding will support 4 specialized DUI prosecutors at the City Attorney's Office and enable further collaboration on training with the California Office of Traffic Safety. According to Feldstein-Soto, the grant will help to protect lives, prevent tragedies before they happen, and hold violators accountable. This is the 13th consecutive year that the City Attorney's Office has received the grant. For more information, visit cityattorney.lacity.gov/news.
Getting a summer job can be a foothold into a chosen career, but equally, those starts may be hard to come by. The Office of Mayor Bass and the Economic and Workforce Development Department hosted a Hire LA's Youth Job Fair.
Today we're at Los Angeles Community College. We're having a Hire LA recruitment fair. This is January for the summer employment for youth, ages 14 to 30. We organized this for any students or anybody who's interested in having a summer employment. Thankfully, we were lucky enough to have so many people come today. Over 600 applicants are going to be joining us today and over 20 work sites. Hopefully that they find something that they're interested in and they could find future employment for the summer.
We have a program funded through the governor's office at the Board of Public Works. We actually have 3 programs: the Clean LA program, the River Rangers program, and the Compost program, where we hire young adults and give them jobs in the city of Los Angeles, make the city a more sustainable and cleaner place to live.
I'm going to be talking to the young people about our Music and Film Academy that we have, which is one of the most state-of-the-art production studios in the city of Los Angeles. The music and film industry are hard industries to get into, and with our program, it gives them greater access to those industries, and also it gives them a long-term opportunity because those doors are hard to open. So we're there to open the doors for young people.
I think it's very important. It offers a lot of opportunities to the youth. A lot of situations where they're unable to go online, they're not used to going in person by themselves. They could come with their family and friends, so I think it's important for sure.
It's nice to talk to the youth and see them get excited and see the excitement they have to get to work and in my field in public service and work for a job that's related to the city and want to do something that helps their community.
The youth is the future of employment. This is kind of the beginning of their journey and their work experience, and by the mayor's office and the city authorities investing in this, you have more and more people having active employment and starting at a very young age as well.
A lot of us have self-doubt, and we don't take the chances that we need to be able to succeed in life. But all it takes is taking the first step, and it'll open many doors for you in the future.
It definitely has created motivation for me because I want to do better and be able to do more for my community. And so I think it's important for sure.
That's just some of the 600 young Angelenos who were taking their first job steps at the Hire LA's Youth Job Fair. The Los Angeles Police Department is actively engaged with community members, building relationships that help Angelenos get past their fears. What can help? The answer can be as simple as a supportive coffee with a cop, as LAPD Hollenbeck Division shows.
Right now we're at the corner of Breed Street and Cesar Chavez and with our partners here at the Walgreens. Today we're having a coffee with the cops so the community can come out and know more about our 311 app for the city, all the different resources that they have. We're also out here promoting decrease in vehicle thefts. So we're giving out car clubs for free. We're also giving out locks for handguns in case anybody has firearms to prevent accidents that happen at home. We're giving traffic safety. We have traffic out here that's going to talk to anybody in the community about traffic safety, pedestrian safety, which is really important to the city of Los Angeles right now. And most important, we're going to talk about our immigration policy and how we don't cooperate with federal agencies that are here to deport people, right? We're only here for crimes, making sure the public trusts us to do our best to make this a crime-free city, a city free of fear and intimidation, and just collaborating with all our partners out here, with all our community, letting them know that we're here for them.
You know, I think it's important for you to know the officers one-on-one. We all have the good, the bad, and the ugly, but that's everywhere. I mean, it's critical for our community because we don't know each other's name. It's easy for us to interact on a very different approach and have a different approach when things happen. And we all struggle in our own different ways, but when they know our first name, it just makes it easier. You know, it's more than just the coffee and donuts. It's really coming together and meeting other community members, providers that can share information with us, and we also share best practice.
So Alto, we're like an extension of the Asset Protection Department for the clients that we cover. Here in Southern California, we have several clients, so Walgreens being one of the main ones that we have. We're victim advocates. So essentially what we do is we support them in closing the gap between, law enforcement and the stores. Anytime that they have any issues when it comes to like the theft, when it comes to the Walgreens side, we're trying to build a relationship with the community and show that, hey, this is a safe place to come and shop, come and get your medication, and just a partnership today.
A lot of the times we're like a last resort, but they also have to know that we're human beings and just having that conversation, breaking bread, as they say, so they could get to know us on a more personal level to let them know how important that our relationship with the community is. And just have any candid conversations, any questions that they have. There's a lot of questions right now on law enforcement. There's a lot of questions on immigrations, and we're just here to have a conversation and have a cup of coffee.
LA City's Recreation and Parks runs playgrounds, senior centers, playing fields, and even an aquarium. If, as in our earlier story, you'd like something changed in your city park, let the department know. They want to hear from you, and this next story lets you know all the ways you can have your ideas heard.
Last year, the City Council provided the Department of Recreation and Parks with funding to do a park needs assessment, which is something our city has not done since 2009. The Park Needs Assessment is a comprehensive look at what the city has done in the last 25 years, what we've done with funding that we've had, and how we've improved our park system. But it's also a forward-looking exercise. We will be engaging with the community over the course of this year with almost 70 community engagement events to get the community's input on different improvements and different ways they'd like to see the park system changed, what things they like about the park system, and what challenges the park system has, and come together with a comprehensive report at the end of this year that'll really outline how the park system can look forward to the next 25 years of serving Angelenos. The City of Los Angeles operates over 16,000 acres of parkland, and in that parkland we have over 550 distinct park sites, so over 120 recreation centers, almost 30 senior centers, over 400 playgrounds, things like Griffith Observatory. We have a beautiful aquarium down in Cabrillo Beach. We have community parks with ball fields, so it's a really large and vast park system, one of the largest park systems in the entire nation. People should participate in the Parks Needs Assessment because that is everyone's opportunity to let their priorities be known. Maybe their priorities are our community safety, maybe they're lighting, maybe they're physical improvements, maybe there's new programs and activities they want to have. That's the kind of things we need to hear from people that'll help the department prioritize the types of improvements we make in our parks and how we invest the public's dollars in our parks and facilities. Please go to the website needs.parks.lacity.gov. And on that website, community members can find all the community engagement events. They can identify what community needs are coming up in their community so they can participate. The good news is we also have a survey that we're doing. So when folks go to that website, there's 2 different surveys they can take, a short survey and a long survey. So we know people are busy and not everyone can make a community meeting and not everyone has time to take a survey. The short survey, it should take about 5 minutes and the longer survey will take about 15 minutes. Community engagement is really the heart of the Park Needs Assessment effort because input from the community is valuable and important.
In this week's feature story, the City of Los Angeles pays tribute to the legendary Olivia Mitchell. She's about to retire, but not before many city leaders say thank you to Mitchell for her outstanding leadership and encouragement.
I'm Olivia Mitchell, and I am retiring from city service after more than 50 years. So here I am, ready to step off the stage. When I joined the city as a part of Mayor Bradley's staff, I came to work with the mayor on creating a youth advisory council. And today, over 50 years later, I'm really proud of the people who have participated in my program, both as young people and as colleagues.
It's with great pleasure that we recognize and honor the remarkable achievements of Olivia Mitchell. I want to thank you for all that you have done for the youth of our city.
There are people who continue to say to me, Olivia, you groomed people to be elected officials. And I said, no, I did not. I taught them civics. I've enjoyed introducing them to civic service. That's my legacy that I am leaving behind.
In the summer of 1992, I was at home for summer break from college. One day I said, I'm just going to go to City Hall and see what's happening. And I, through lots of directions, ended up where Olivia Mitchell was, and she had her youth council and other activities that were specifically designed for young people to get involved in. And I met her then and, felt the warmth of her energy and the generosity and enthusiasm that she had for getting people involved in the civic process. No one asked her to do that work. She saw a need, she filled the need, building generations and generations of strong Angelinos that build the city of the future that we all deserve to live in.
I created all of these programs to bring kids to City Hall. So we had Boy Scout Day in government, we had Youth and Law Day, we had Student Day in government, which is where Councilwoman Rodriguez came into my universe.
To me, it was the ultimate civic engagement lesson that I got when I was 18 years old. And I will never forget that because it really unlocked what was possible. That was the greatest gift for me because then I knew what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
I was actually a member of her team. She was my supervisor, and she just really takes the time to invest in the people that she supervises, leaders that she's helped to create and cultivate.
When I was only 14 years old, I joined the Los Angeles Youth Council, and she was the one that was actually running the program. What she was doing was really motivating a lot of these young people like myself to care about our community.
She has touched so many lives. Creating a youth council in the name of Miss Olivia Mitchell, for me, is one of the greatest accomplishments of my career.
She has helped shape the public servant that I am today and has really allowed for me to develop as a leader in the city. And for that, I will always be grateful to her for.
The world would be a better place if we had more Olivias in it.
She cares. She cares enough to do what so many other people don't take the time to do, and that's invest in others. And for that, our city is better for it.
In this week's Things to Do, enjoy a tremendous event for Earth Day. Have a furry good time at El Pueblo's Blessing of the Animals. And get smart and celebrate literacy at the Central Library. All this up next on Things to Do.
Celebrate Earth Day by planting a new tree in your garden. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez invites you to join her in Pacoima for an Earth Day celebration on April 18th. In partnership with City Plants, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, and LA Sanitation, the councilwoman will be distributing trees. This tree giveaway is open to all LA City residents and LADWP customers. The trees being distributed are 3 to 6 feet tall. Each tree comes in a 5-gallon container and should be planted in the ground. Head to Pacoima City Hall for Earth Day on Friday, April 18th at 10 a.m. For more information, visit cd7.lacity.gov/events. Head to El Pueblo, the birthplace of Los Angeles, on Saturday, April 19th for a gathering like no other. It's the Blessing of the Animals event. What began as a springtime blessing of livestock for good fortune has become an outing for animals of all sorts, including household pets. Humans are welcome even without an animal, but whether they're feathered or furry, scaled or styled, all animals can receive a blessing. Join El Pueblo and the Olvera Street Merchants Association for this community, family-friendly celebration with entertainment on site from noon. Blessing of the Animals takes place on Saturday, April 19th from 12 noon until 5 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Join the Los Angeles Public Library for Dia Celebration at Central Library, happening Saturday, April 19th. Also called Dia de los Niños, Children's Day, or Book Day, Dia is dedicated to celebrating books and reading for children of all linguistic and cultural backgrounds. The afternoon of events includes crafts, face painting, Korean drumming, and a bilingual story time happening in the Rotunda and Picture Book Room at the Downtown Central Library. Join the Los Angeles Public Library for Dia Celebration at Central Library on Saturday, April 19th, beginning at 2 p.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Susan Huckle, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.